Hi, I'm Sue McGregor, founder of the Waterbabies Birth Pool. Let's go through step by step everything you're going to need to know to set up for your water birth. So your pool has just arrived and you're excited to take it out of the box, but wait. Your pool needs a little bit of time to acclimate to the environment. So as excited as you are, leave it for 24 to 48 hours before you take it out of the box. One of the most common questions we have is when should we open up the box and can it be returned if not used? The answer is no. Once you take it out of the box, it cannot be returned. So you've got kind of two options. You can wait till you're in labor. Hopefully the pool inflates well and is perfectly good condition at the last moment, and there's only about a 2% chance that you're going to have a manufacturing defect, but it could happen. Or you can test it ahead of time, which is what we recommend. But if you waited till you're around 37 weeks gestation, that's about the right time. You know that your plans to have your water birth are probably going to proceed at this point, and you can fill it up with air, leave it overnight. If you come and look at it in the morning, it's still full of air, you're probably good to go. In this tutorial, we're setting up in a small 2-bedroom apartment. There isn't enough room in the bedroom, so we're going to use the living room instead. This is not uncommon. Before we get started, what we're first going to do is vacuum the floor and prepare it and clear it of any debris so nothing can puncture the pool. Once we vacuumed and cleaned the area, we're going to put down a drop sheet and make sure that it's big enough to cover all around the pool, just in case any water spills over. And then the next step is inflating your pool. All you need is a standard air pump, the same thing you would use for camping gear or beach toys. Starting from the bottom, inflate the first 2 rings until they're firm. Once you get to the top ring, only inflate it about 75% because we're going to need a little wiggle room to fit the liner on properly. You're also going to need to inflate the bottom of the pool and the seat. You can do that at the beginning or the end. The next step will be to add the fitted liner. I find it easiest to line it up with the cup holders first and then go around and align each handle. After you've fitted your liner, you can go back to that top ring and fully inflate it for a nice snug fit. The next step will be to fill your pool with water. What you're going to need is a brand new drinking water hose and a tap adapter. The tap adapter that you're going to need is going to be dependent on your faucets in your home, so you're going to have to do a little research ahead of time. Before you fill the birth pool, run hot water through the hose for about 3 to 4 minutes, clearing all debris. As you get ready to fill your pool with water, you're going to look to your midwife to give you direction on when to fill it and how hot. You'll want to consider how you're going to maintain the water temperature throughout the hours of labor. The recommended temperature is around 37 degrees, which you can monitor with a floating thermometer. If the temperature needs to be warmed up over time, just remove cold water using a clean bucket and then add more hot water. As well, try to avoid leaving windows or doors open that could allow cold air in. You could also purchase a birth pool cover if you have limited access to hot water. When you fill your pool, keep in mind not to overfill it. Once mom gets in the pool, the water level's gonna rise. Also, when midwives or dad or doula is leaning over the side, we don't want water spilling over. Once it's time to clean up, we want to make this as easy as possible. The first step will be to clean up any debris using a scoop or fishnet. The next step is to remove the water from your pool using a submersible water pump. Unlike outdoor kiddie pools that have a plug on the bottom designed to drain into the grass, a birth pool you'll need to use a submersible water pump. There's going to be multiple attachments that come with your pump, and you're going to have to pick the one that fits your hose the best. It doesn't have to be a perfect fit in order to drain your pool effectively. The next step will be to drop it into the pool and then just wait. A toilet is the most common place to drain a birth pool, but any drain is an option. It takes about 45 minutes for a pool to drain using one of these small pumps. Once the pool is nearly empty, you're going to hear the pump sucking air. At that point, just take the liner up off the one side of the pool and tip it up. That'll allow you to get the last bit of water. Then, remove and dispose of the liner. When you remove the pump, place it directly into a bucket of clean hot water. Turn the pump back on and allow it to drain the bucket completely, clearing all contaminated water from the hose. Once the bucket is empty, turn off the pump, fill the bucket again with hot water, coil the hose in this same bucket, and add roughly an ounce of bleach. Turn the pump back on and circulate the bleach water through the hose and pump for about 3 to 5 minutes to completely disinfect everything. The next step is to clean and disinfect your pool. For a personal use pool, you can safely use any non-abrasive household disinfectant wipes. When cleaning a professional use pool, use medical grade non-abrasive surface cleaning disinfectants. We recommend using hydrogen peroxide-based products such as cell prevention wipes. When you remove the liner, you might see a little condensation underneath, which is normal and no cause for concern. Make sure to disinfect the entire pool and allow it to dry completely. At that point, you can deflate the pool, fold it up, and put it away. For more information and tutorials, go to waterbabiesbirthpools.com.